Good day from WA. Hi, this is Julie from All About Junk Journals, and today I thought I would share with you a recent Daphne's diary. Well, it's recent for me here in Western Australia because our Daphne's diary comes very late. This is number 1 for 2021. Lots of vintage items, and it's, I think, the best of the Daphne's diaries. I've got a whole bundle of them, but this one is by far my favourite, so I couldn't wait to share it with you. All the other items around here are just decoration. I just thought I would make a really pretty scene. I'm sure most of you who do junk journaling have heard of Daphne's diary. Most of us have. This one has a lot of, it has a colouring page, it has vintage Shabby Chic, it's got a collection of stickers, it's got beautiful scrapbook paper. Don't look at the spelling mistake that the magazine has made, very unusual. And a postcard. There's lots of collage material and fodder for junk journals, so let's have a look. So first of all, this side's shiny, but this side's lovely and matte. This would make a beautiful journal cover. I've not actually made one yet, but I do intend to. I've got a whole bundle of old Daphne's diaries that I intend to do a project with. Yeah, beautiful ink pen, beautiful blue background paper, and just a little message from Daphne. It is written as if Daphne was creating her own junk journal diary, family memories type of book. Does a lot of research and finds interesting subjects to share with us. So this page is basically your index page, which is done really pretty. So there's still, you know, for us junk journalists, there's images that we can cut out. So already on the first page, it's only the index page. It's matte and it's got a little cute robin, onion, lots of little images that we can cut out if we want to. And on the back, we can use this beautiful sage coloured paper, this artist, creator who creates these unbelievable dresses. And interesting, have you got too many book pages? Do you have loads and loads of book pages that you don't know what to do with? Well, here's the solution. You make a dress from them. So this dress apparently is made from book pages. This one's a violin, symphony in the form of a dress. And these are actual book pages. Can you imagine? Yep, Rachel, Roxy's Creations. Roxy's weekly challenge on next Monday is going to be create a dress from your book pages. Yeah, so this is an amazing method or idea that she's had. So she's used, oh, how many books was it? 15 old books, and to turn this one into a corset. And you can see here that these are all folded book pages to make the pleats. I mean, absolutely amazing. What an idea for using book pages. I don't think I would ever have thought of that. Make a dress. So you can see the pleats better here on this picture. Awesome. So yeah, so this artist, French, I think she is, yes. I mean, this magazine I love so much. I probably won't want to cut it up. I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in Australia, we can buy these from our supermarkets, newsagents, or you can get a subscription and get them delivered. So easily available, and just lots of fun information, activities that you can do, and collage material, stickers, cutouts, fussy cuts. So can you even imagine, what would make you think to make a dress? Well, this has obviously got lace and stuff, but she makes dresses, and these ones she's used book pages. So there's a close-up. She's attached the book page to lace. Yep. So basically it's now a dress journal. Amazing. Basically you've got tag bases. So the paper's a little bit too thin for a tag base on its own, but it gives you the shape and it gives you background. And then you can just collage, put it on some slightly bigger cards, thicker cardstock, and collage around, and you've got a beautiful vintage background. A little vintage perfume bottle, and an interesting story to read. Here you just have warm and cozy pictures. If you don't want the actual images in your journals, which you may not, but you can actually just cut out sections of them and use them as collage. And then there's a story that someone has written in with a photograph of their family and an interesting story, a poem about mum, and a Valentine's card, which I had to look at this for quite a while to actually figure out what you do with it. But basically on the back you're supposed to cut along with a craft knife along the black lines, fold the perforated lines, and then when you fold the card you have a little 3D heart. But I would never do that, so therefore it's basically thicker paper. And who is of the same age group as me or older who played with paper dolls? They seem to have gone out. Can you still get paper dolls? I always had a paper doll magazine on the go. Of course they didn't last very long, but then you would buy another one. You always had a doll and then you would get different sets of clothes. This one's of course in vintage style and different colours. Wouldn't that be cute? You cut the doll out and maybe do it in a little golden book, and on one of the pages you have the cut out doll tucked into a pocket, and then you have all the little bits of clothes and you can dress her up with different clothes. Have her in your journal. I mean, that would be so cute. That would just be something I would put in my own personal journal that I'm doing from my childhood memories, because yeah, that's actually a big memory of mine, that I used to play with paper dolls. So when I get around to making my childhood journal, paper dolls. So if you're doing a botanical or a herbal type journal, I don't particularly use vegetables in mine, but little pot plants, tomatoes, I mean just beautiful watercolours. This was really nice. It made me want to do this particular colour scheme with the purple, the white and the gold edging, sort of like deckled edging on a tag. So this sort of gave me a little bit of inspiration. Pretty papers that you can use to collage with if you inclined to cut the magazine up, which of course isn't easy, but once you've read the whole magazine and looked at the pictures through a few times, it just sits on the shelf. So why not use it for something else? She always has little interesting things to do. So this is like a search. She tells us the story of this village, and then there's 8 things in the village that she wants you to find. So I found 3 or 4 of them, but I couldn't find the snowman, so I gave up. There's supposed to be a large snowman made by the children. Let's see if you can find it. Actually, it's quite good, but when you hold it up to the camera, I get a bigger screen, bit of picture of it. So is it this one in the centre, at the front? It looks like a little hill. I don't know if it's a snowman. Anyway, there's supposed to be a large snowman built by the children. So you can pause the video and look for the 8 things, like the yellow car and the man in front of the shed or something. Anyway, just a little bit of fun while you're reading the magazine. And then these pictures were gorgeous. Who doesn't love European buildings and bridges and history? So the Czech Republic, what a beautiful country. That one's really nice. And then we've got a Pinocchio. We've got a thing we can cut out as a tag, as a label, another label, stamp. There's always things on these pages that you can use. Another tag you can cut out and use as a base. Beautiful picture there. Little man. Every page has something we can use as a tag. A green tag, we can have a matching tag. Another tag over, keep calling them tags, label. If you're making like a say cooking journal or a food-based journal, then you've got all these utensils. Again, another label. Paintbrushes, lots of colour. You can take just the piece of colour and use it as part of your collage, or use the whole image. If you're doing art journaling, you could use that as a focal image for an art journal page. So many things you can use this book for. Art journaling, junk journaling, diaries, planners. It's got little stickers, theme journals. I'm going to make a tea time journal at some point in time. So yes, cute little variety of stickers there. And then even the background image is text. Isn't that so cute? A page that could be used for Christmas later this year. So vintage stickers for your poetry collection. Okay, not sure what that means. But yeah, now you've got another version of them which you can cut out, so you end up with 2. One that's actually a sticker and a bit shiny, and one that's matte that you can fussy cut, ready to fussy cut. Beautiful. Okay. Rose on this one. I'm going to try and see if there's any pages that doesn't have anything that I can use, but this page has got a rose and it's got some grey backgrounds, or you could use the windows, you could use those boards as labels. And on this one you've got a little chandelier that you could fussy cut and put it on the edge of a tag. Again, we've got little bits of roses that we can use for collage, a nice leaf, a lovely little medallion. So another chandelier, another piece of a rose. Unfortunately, some of the images are in the centre, It just means that we can just put that on the edge of a page or on the edge of a tag, and that will look like, well, it's meant to be. So don't worry if your image is cut off. You'll find a place for it. Just put it on the edge of a page. Now this is interesting. Now I didn't actually look at the page as a whole. I just was looking at the concept. So the concept is take cartons, juice cartons, but what she's suggesting is that you can make a little city or town. Might be a project that you can do with younger kids or your grandchildren. European style housing, and then you make your own little city. So that could be an easy project that you could do in the school holidays or with the kids when they're home. But for journaling and for art journaling, lots of lovely brickwork. You could basically collage this onto a page. If you don't have, you know, like stencils that are in brickwork or texture paste and that kind of thing, you've already got your texture with this. So you use this part and this, take that part off, and you've got some beautiful texture for your art journal page. Lovely. Here we go, art with a story. So straight away you've got some text that you can use on a journal page, an art journal page. The images, well, you might be able to kind of zoom in on them and use pieces of them as collage, pretty colors. Basically she makes these weird and wonderful ceramics. On this page, what can we use? We've got a lovely little flower we can fussy cut. Pretty blue paper. The challenge is to find something on every page that we could actually use in a junk journal. The same here, pretty green paper, pretty blue paper. But this part here, you could use the rose, ceramic rose section. So this page has a tag that we can use and then collage in the center. 2021, you know, you can cut the words out. My 2021 vision, just pictures of things. So what Daphne has done is put pictures of things that maybe she wants a new chair, she wants to eat healthy. So a cat and a dog, a little family of 4. So yeah, if you feel like doing that kind of thing, then you've got a blank page to do that. But yeah, okay. But even if you didn't use that page, you can use this page. Winter, beautiful winter wonderland with a poem. Next Christmas, remember to get out your January journal, and you'll have some wintry fodder for your Christmas December daily. That's what I like about this magazine. It always comes with little extras. So this is how it should kind of look when you've done it, but basically she's given you a colouring in page. So you could insert this into your journal directly, and you've already got a fold out colouring in page. So you can either colour it in yourself and put it into your journal, or put it into a journal that you're making for someone and let them colour it in. And then you could use this, you know, on the front of it to sort of in your journal, so that you can give an example of how you might colour it in. And you've got the word relax, colour, house, every day. So plenty of fodder on that page for your journals. Oh, look at this, it's easy. We've got a beautiful robin, bird box. Here we've got a frame that we can use, and then you can put a different picture in the center. But basically what this page was, Daphne couldn't have her family over for Rob's birthday, so she made a birthday table for the birds in the garden. And so nuts and seeds, and yeah, basically made fake cakes. They're not real cakes. So here's a close-up of the actual cakes that she made, but she added, you know, fruit, nuts and seeds. So in this page we've got another bird. There's almost always beautiful birds in this magazine to fussy cut, and they're always watercoloured, so pretty, mostly collage. And little frames that you can use. So you know, you can put the little white border, then ink around the edge, and you've got a pretty, and then put a little image in the centre. Oh, gorgeous bird. He is so sweet. Very you know, blue Christmas sort of bird. I don't know what kind of bird he is. He's so cute though. So apparently the birds really liked her her little table offering. Another frame, more little stamps that we can put a stamp in the centre, and a nice warm cup of coffee. I could have done a jumper for my tea because it's gone cold. So beautiful colouring for winter journals. I know that we're coming up to autumn or spring, depending on what part of the world you're in. I don't really care what season it is. If I felt like doing a spring journal and it was the middle of winter, I would just do a spring journal. I think there's no rules. Why do we have to go with what the season says? When I did my Christmas journal, I did it all wintry. I had snow. We don't ever get snow here. Little buttons that you can cut out. Little squares. Again, you've got little frames that you could possibly use to collage. Not a lot on this page, but buttons and wooden sewing, vintage sewing needle, not sewing needles, vintage knitting needles, which you could use, and the wool in a sewing journal. And you've got the word warm, you've got coffee, nice. So there's words that you can use. This looks really nice place. I'd love to go here. Bodnant Garden, beautiful in every season. So vintage images, if you don't have any, beautiful little vintage images. Another tag you can use. Pictures you can cut out for the frames. Women with a mission. Conway Valley. Oh, I've been to Conway Castle. I don't know whether it was here. Anyway, the National Trust has taken over this Bodnant Garden. Conway Valley offers spectacular views of Snowdonia National Park. Yes, I've been there. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful page. So mostly you'd be cutting out this side, but you could use pieces of this in collaging. Certainly use the leftovers of this in collaging. Another tag. Beautiful flowers to cut out. Not sure that well, if you were doing a gardening journal you could use those, but I wouldn't be doing a gardening journal. Another little frame you can cut out. A beautiful place. I'd love to go there. So in this one, so there's tags everywhere instead of printing digitals. Something for your autumn journal, leaves for your autumn journals. Beautiful, just colours. They don't look too photographic. Images that you can cut round and make. Very nice. And this one we've got My Mother Always Used to Say. Another bit of sort of vintage looking paper that you can use with the word mother. A vintage image. Some phrases that you can use. Troubled waters will often settle on their own. So on this page is a concept of, which is interesting, because Happy Mail has become, sending snail mail and Happy Mail has become very popular, as we know, with junk journalists. The concept of this one is that Daphne has included a giant postcard, and the idea is that you send this to a friend, and with your stamps, so you don't know you put the address here, you write a couple of lines of message to her, to your pen pal or your Happy Mail friend. Then they receive it and they put another stamp on top, and then send it back with a couple of words of message, and then you just keep sending it back and forward. So apparently the story came from someone who did that 48 times in 16 years. So basically she's giving you a postcard. You could do it with any postcard. So of course I won't be doing that. Not enough immediacy for me. I'm not a long-term planner. This is a really nice card base. It's got a lovely edge. So, that would make a beautiful, huge journal card on its own. Collage in the centre, and then you collage on the back. That's one option. The other option is it's perfect for folding and making a booklet as a cover. So you could do it this way. You've even got the centre page marked, so you don't have to use it as a postcard. Just gives you ideas of what you can do. And then the same with this page. So there's some postcards, mini postcards you can cut out. You can cut them all out and turn them into little tiny tucks or put them into a little tiny envelope in your journal. That would be cute. A brass letterbox which you could use on a page, and then this beautiful green, kind of like holly berries, red berries, so Christmassy again. You could use that either in a botanical journal or in a Christmas December daily. Lots of stuff you can use. So this one's a story. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if anyone's heard of the Cornelius the Globetrotter. I had heard, I do vaguely remember a story with the concept of the village being on top of a whale. So it is probably, I don't know if it's an original story or not. It doesn't say who it's by, so that's a bit unusual. It's got a cute image. That's quite cute, the images. Some pretty blue that you could use on the edge of a page. You could use, well, it doesn't really fit today's sentiments, does it? You could do it as a, what I'd like to do in the future. I'd like to become a globetrotter again. So it could be like a New Year's wish. So here we have paintings, I suppose they were originally. So Winter Wonderland scenery, pictures, Gorgeous violin. Sorry, just had to get rid of a little frog in my throat. Some vintage images if you don't have any and you don't want to print them out, or you don't have, you know, ink or paper or whatever printer. And a beautiful blue, pale blue. I love all the pale blues in this particular version of the magazine, or month of the magazine. Winter landscape with ice skaters, 1608. So winter on the ice. So I think it was a particularly frosty year. The Thames Frost Fair in London. Oh no, maybe that was. So this one says 1608. This one says 1620. And this one is 1773. Very old pictures, but yeah, so because oftentimes these kinds of pictures in encyclopedias and things that we cut up are in black and white. So nice to get some coloured ones to use. Sled, that's interesting for your winter wonderland type journal. Another image that's, again, unfortunately is in the centre of the page, but yep, definitely could use that. It is quite tall. Could maybe fold her up, cut her off at the knees, but yeah, still a nice image. Little image you can fussy cut out. Another little image you can cut out. Tea and coffee, hot chocolate, gin, and hot apple juice. There are plenty of refreshments to choose from. The trader in this picture is selling cherries. Make a lot of money selling cherries these days, they're so expensive. Beautiful background collaging. I mean, straight away I just noticed the beautiful texture of the background. I'd love to try to create that. Wow, that's nice. That, you know, this book's so inspirational. It gives you ideas. How could I possibly go about creating that in an art journal to get that, you know, it looks like you know, like the whitewashing and the painting, and then it's peeled away. But yeah, you basically just use your, you know, creamy yellow kind of background, little bit of faint stamping, and then like a blue wash, and then take some of the blue wash away. That's what I'm thinking, with your wet wipes. So this was actually a puzzle, which I've done, because once I started it I had to finish it, and it took me a little while to find the 10th item. Basically, can you find 10 differences? That's another thing that I used to all the time in the magazines or the comics that I used to get, was spot the differences. But this is all, you know, for teacup journals. You know, you've got your tea time, you've got lots of teacups, so lots of fodder in here for different things. A little bit of floral, teacups, and the background. Doll's house with a suitcase. So a project, if someone's really keen, apparently you can make a doll's house out of a little suitcase. Nope. So basically for this one, not a lot. This is possibly the first page we've come across. It doesn't have a huge amount of fodder for our journals. Oh, I was hoping to get something on every page. Okay, is there anything on this page that you would use in your journal? This little image here is quite cute. Of course, we can use a little bit of the brown in our collaging. So one page that doesn't have a huge amount of fodder for our junk journal. Possibly 2 pages, but it's got the nice red border, so we can use those, you know, as labels, and then put something in the center. Little bobbins, they're cute. We could use those in our little sewing journals, needle books. On this page we've got the word family, living, so cute, so we definitely can use the words. And the background makes this border, you could use it as a border, or you could use it collaging. Another tag with the word Chic. So I read this, so basically it's warm and cozy, like friendly and social. And so yeah, we've got a tag on this page that we can use. Nice image here. We could use this in a hot chocolate type journal. Images again we can use to put down the side of a page for colouring in. Another colouring in spot. If you're making a cat journal, that's definitely cute. Teacup, little rose teacup, very pretty. Text that we can definitely use for journaling. For collaging. Think about using the text from this diary. Is you know you're not going to get any bad words. You know you're going to get, you know, positive ideas and concepts. So using a Daphne's diary as the full basis of your journal. I'll do that as a project. I'll choose one Daphne's diary, and we'll basically see how much of it we can use in a journal. Well, I'm sure someone's done it, but Anyway, so we've got another page here. Now this, if you don't want the food and recipes in 3 different languages, you get 2 cards. When you take the cards out, they, you know, you're getting a white border, which of course we would ink. Then you get this little stamped edge. So it's like a giant stamp, deckled edge, if that's what it's called. And then you've got some lovely pretty paper. Let's move it back into the center. Lovely pretty paper for decoration. This one, it is a little bit glossy and shiny, so you will have to use a good glue, not a glue stick, because glue sticks don't stick to shiny very well. Or you can keep it as a card and tuck it into a journal. So 2 cards there to use in your journals, and then this one. This is nice. If you don't have digitals, or you don't want to buy them, or you don't have a printer, ink's really expensive, we all know that. This is one that you can punch out, and or you could use it as a template, or you can use this actual one and fold it up, and it becomes a an envelope, but you could use it as a flip down, as a flip down notebook to put in your journals, and it's 2-sided. So that's really cute, really, and it's got like a label at the top, so that's really handy. Gives you ideas, and so even if you don't use this one, you've got the template and the sizing, and then that's the size that it ends up, and if that's what fits in your journal, you know, you can just basically punch this out and trace around it and cut it out and make your own version of it. So perfectly usable. And then this side, got some lovely lined paper, which doesn't look like it's brand new. It's got like a greyish look to it. You can ink the edges, and then you can use this pretty, cut this sort of stuff out, and you've got a little label, so plenty of fodder on this page for your junk journaling. So on this side you've got the word beautiful, and an interesting, you know, like with these vases, they're absolutely gorgeous. You've got your greenery, of course, got some vintage brown that you can use for collage, but if you used pieces of this, I wouldn't necessarily use the whole image, but if you used pieces of it, it would look quite pretty, I think, in a collage, and something different. So that might be kind of interesting. Oh, is it made from wire wool? Huh. A wire wool vase. Okay, so she's covered these vases, this glassware, in wire wool. People have some, I don't know where people get these ideas from. I mean, never in a million years, even if you said to me, here's a piece of wire wool, here's a glass, make something with it, I'd be like, well, that's to clean with it. What am I supposed to make with it? I can't make something from it. I just clean with it, and I don't usually clean glass with wire wool. So I'd be stumped. I just can't even imagine turning it into a vase, but it just makes pretty shiny sort of colouring. Frames that you can cut out and use, a little bit of blue bubbles. This one's a really pretty page. It's got lace, flowery lace down the centre. You've got some lace in here. These cutouts would make you know, cute little focal points. You could cut those out for sure. And then you've got this lovely border. Gorgeous. Yep, plenty of stuff to use in this book. Oh, cute little, I didn't even saw those last time. Cute little focal points. Cut them both out, stick them on a tag or a little journal card or on the front of a pocket. Cute. And then some beautiful little bits of flowers. Okay, yep, we've lost half of it, but still, you can still manage to get pieces of it out for collaging, and this is lovely. It is, yeah, certainly a theme of this journal where the flowers are in the centre. Maybe we should all write into Daphne's diary and say, could you please put some of the flowers on the other side and keep them whole so we can cut them out. Daphne. More edging that we can use, more pretty flowers we can use. Definitely lots of little sort of shabby chic type styles. It would be quite interesting to see how much of a magazine you could use in one journal, to make the journal, use it as a cover, and use all the images in it to make tags. And I'd like to do that project. Oh, look at this beautiful lace down the side. You've got little love hearts that you could use. Well, this is nice, a little bit of piece here you could cut out. Gorgeous. Very nice. Alright, I've got some more flowers. Your voice gets very dry, your throat gets very dry. So I'm now actually drinking cold tea. And I don't normally another little image we can cut out. Not a lot on the, oh, we've got the flower on this page. I'm back again. I had to sort out the phone. Luckily it beeps at me when it dies, so it ran out of space. So we'll continue on. So we had just done this page, so now we're doing this. We have the Mind and Soul label, some scissors for a sewing journal, washing basket, word birthday, mindfulness, pretty blue flowers. Not a lot on this page, but there's enough. There's a few bits and pieces. This page has got some beautiful little flowers in the background of these images. This is really sweet. It depends on what you're journaling on as to whether you can use, you know, these particular images at the time. But this would make a nice kind of stamp background image, you know, with something on top of it. I don't know what this is. What is post from friends? So this is just messages. So yeah, definitely can use these background flowers, and again watercolor them if you want to. Okay, a little bit of greenery, a mini Daphne's diary, which you could use, you know, in your Daphne's diary journal if you're making a journal. And another cute little ones. You could use those as little inserts. Some flags. Oh, there's no Australian flag. So we've got US, Canada and the UK. Not much else on that page, but you wouldn't use that page anyway because you've got this page with the envelope and the letter and these pretty images here. And I apologize, earlier in the video I did watch the video that I've already recorded, and of course there's this shadow. I'm not too sure why we're getting so much of a shadow. Maybe it's just because it's a white book, a whitish book that's throwing a shadow. Another cute winter one for colouring in, be nice. A story about Amelia Earhart, is that how you pronounce it? Earhart, maybe. A really cute stamp there that you can use, steampunk type thing maybe. So yeah, now some just historical vintage style photos, a little black and white stamp there from the 1930s. And it was really interesting to read. I did read this whole story because they're just, you know, like the magazine mentions, she become famous nowadays. She's famous nowadays because of disappearing, but in actual fact she broke many world records, and I didn't know that. So reading her history and what she achieved was really interesting, and of course really tragic that she did disappear apparently. And quite often in these magazines is pages of beautiful coloured paper. So here we've got some cute butterflies. We can pick out, cut out the little squares. We've got a bigger butterfly there. We've got the word butterflies, and this beautiful paper. This is very different to any other paper, which is really nice. It's got butterflies in it, so you can cut them out or you can use the page as it is. It's just gorgeous. And this one too. Unfortunately, you've got to choose which one you want. You know, take it out, cut it in half, and then you can, if you use it as a page in the book, you get both anyway. And then this is really pretty, sort of well, just a floral sort of, I don't know, it's like a more modern floral design, but I don't know what style you call that, but it's really sweet. Perhaps as white as what it looks. This is really nice. I like this. I think this is the same. This is very similar to the other one. It's just a similar design, probably designed by the same person. This one's got birds in it, so you get these two go together really well. They're just really gorgeous. And this one, autumn, fall colours. And then there's more vegetables. There's always vegetables in these books. But this is because it's Donna Hayes' new book, apparently, Everyday Fresh. So some watercolour, little vintage images, sewing journal. And this is the back page, which you can colour in. Very pretty flowers. And of course that would make this would make a nice journal cover too. So there you go, Daphne's Diary, which is available for me currently in Australia. It's available in the shops now. Sorry if it's not available still to the rest of the world, because you guys get the magazine sooner than what we do, but yes, it's only just arrived in Australia for us. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Daphne's Diary flip through. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye bye.